The answer to the million-dollar kettlebell question, how not to bruise your wrists or your forearms with the kettlebell. I'll give you the quick answers and then I'll go into more detail. First, learn about grip and grip transition. Learn about hand insertion. Learn about placement of the kettlebell. Now, if you stay till the end of the video, I'll also show you what it looks like, what is done wrong when you're not doing the grip transition and when your grip is incorrect. So make sure that you check the end of the video as well. So the anatomy of the kettlebell is handle, corners, horns, window, bell, base. Now this might seem insignificant and not important, but it's important to know because the bell needs to be placed in a certain position. Your hand needs to be inserted into the window and the fingers need to be placed at a certain position. As you grip the bell for swings or cleans, you need to have a hook grip. From hook grip, you transition into a loose grip, into a racking grip. There's a hand insertion that takes place. Now, another thing that you need to learn about is the ballistic flight. So for cleans, snatches, these are the main exercises where people bruise their wrists or their forearms. For that, you need a grip transition. You need proper racking and so on. Now, there's also a lot to do with how you progress. So it just doesn't come down to form and technique. It also comes down to how you program and how you progress. Whether you pick the right weight, the right progression with the right exercises, there are drills that you can do to learn all these things and perfect the movement, understand the movement. So one more time quickly to prevent the banging from the bell on the wrist or the forearm, which is what produces the bruising. You need to learn about grip transition, you need to learn the ballistic flight, you need to learn hand insertion, you need to learn proper racking, you need to learn about proper progress, proper programming. All these things come into play. So as promised, I was going to show you what it looks like when you produce banging with the kettlebell that creates the bruising. Here's some of the most common things that happen. It's in the clean and in the snatch, especially the snatch. So I'm going to clean this incorrectly. I'm going to get that kettlebell high and then it comes down and it bangs on the forearm. So some of the things that are wrong there is a tight grip, not enough power, then it goes too high, the kettlebell flips over and then it bangs. Here's a quick look of what it should look like. No banging at all. Now there are many ways to clean. There's hardstyle, sport style, freestyle, and so on. And they all have their different goals as well. So this is also something interesting to learn about for yourself because then you know what goals to work to. This is also something that I help people understand why to use different variations of an exercise. So you have an exercise, which is the clean. All that means is that you bring a kettlebell from below the hips into racking position. That's all that means, a clean. And with an uninterrupted movement. So one uninterrupted fast movement from below the hips into racking. That's all that the clean means. Outside of that, you have your variations. So there's hip hinge, there's squat, there's pendulum, there's hang, there's dead, there's suitcase, and so much more. It's super interesting, all these things. If you're interested in all that, then come and join IKU because you will learn a lot. So one more time quickly to prevent the banging from the bell on the wrist or the forearm, which is what produces the bruising. You need to learn about grip transition, you need to learn the ballistic flight, you need to learn hand insertion, you need to learn proper racking, you need to learn about proper progress, proper programming. All these things come into play. All these things you can research by yourself on the channel or ask questions in our public group with 65,000 members. You can just post a video or ask a question and people will help you out for free as well. So there are certain ways that you can go about your progression and learning about kettlebells. You can ask and research and spend your time, or you can work with a professional like myself and pay a little bit of money and then you get help and progress. So the difference is that you work with a professional who can assess you and see where you're at and what you need exactly, and can confirm whether you are doing things correctly or not, and how to adjust, or what drill to use, If you're interested, check out this link for more details. There are several memberships. One of them starts at $9.95 a month, which is the entry-level membership, and that's nothing. $9.95 a month is nothing for what you get. 30 minutes of coaching with myself or other trainers.